front visible again. Hamerkop, and it looks like it's joined up with a Hadeda. They're very similar size actually, these two species. In a way they've got some similarities now they feed. The Hadeda deciding we're too close. Except that the Hadeda Ibis is the one that just flew off. They also feed just on your general grassland areas and lawns often around here, but there's anywhere there's a bit of worms or things active underground. Whereas the Hamerkop, the one we're looking at now, they specialize a bit more in wading or sort of the edges of waterholes, edges of pans. Something they also love doing if you're in areas where there's more permanent water is as soon as there's a bit of a slow rapid, like a trickle of water over stones, they'll often stand there and catch things as they wash past. As you can see, a very different looking, sort of not typical looking bird at all. Quite an interesting face. This bird feels a bit like we do out here. And we quickly ran around to plug some wires and other wires and came past this beautiful big herd of waterbuck that we were looking at earlier from the far side. I do feel a bit like stuck in Gary Larson's world out here on the far side occasionally. These two waterbuck bulls just having a play there, nothing serious, just sort of killing some winter morning time. It really is stunning. It's just the number of waterbuck here. I haven't actually counted, but it looks like 15 or 20 of them. Just a large sort of couple of little herds that have joined together really to form a big herd. Literally about 20 of them. Very big group for waterbuck. Gonna roll down a little bit more, try and get in the good lineup so we can see all of them in one group. Look at that. All faces and heads and ears. The little one scratching his ear there, I think, is the latest addition to this group of waterbuck. You might be aware if you join us often during the midday parts of the day as well. These waterbuck do spend a lot of time around Gari Waterhole close to the lodge. You see them quite a bit, and most of the youngsters were born like most other antelope summertime, but they had a few late ones. That's one of them. Incredibly cute when they're small. They've got that teddy bear aspect to them as well, almost like baby waterbuck and baby hyenas could maybe become good friends if they were to hang out for a while. Typically in a wild environment like this that won't really happen, obviously, just because the only way they're going to hang out for a while is if the hyenas eating it. But I'm sure in a different world, in a different space, they'd probably get on. The little waterbuck's very curious about us. You can see it's not moved. The ears are pointing to us, eyes are looking at us. Very curious. Such a lovely setting. Just get this feeling of these animals are very relaxed. They've got full bellies, they've had enough water to drink, they've got warm sunlight on their backs, open area around them, they don't have to worry too much about predators. It's just a very sort of tranquil feeling, and that's something that people often forget. They think that animals out here live in this constant awareness and fear of predators. These waterbuck are not worried about lions whatsoever. Always use the analogy of walking along the sidewalk. If you're walking along a sidewalk in a town or something, you don't worry about cars at all, and if you want to cross the road, you look around carefully and you cross the road. Now and again someone gets hit by a car, but it's not something that you live in fear of. Same with these guys. Now and again one gets taken by a predator, but they would go many days without seeing one, and many more days where they would spot the predator in time not to worry about it. So they really can just move along and do their thing, whereas a predator's really got to worry about hunting. It's got to make the effort to stalk and hunt and catch something. If you're a waterbuck or an antelope or a giraffe or a kudu or whatever one of those herbivores you might be, the food is there. You just have to pay attention to an environment, make sure you get to waterholes often enough. That's the amazing thing with the natural area, that everything is literally well balanced. All your different food chains and food cycles and nature cycles all works. If it's dry, some animals suffer. If it's raining a lot, some animals suffer, but at the same time others do well. So it really is something where everything out here is perfectly content, if we may put a sort of a human feeling to it. They all fit in one way or another. They all have their specific niche that they fit into, and that's how they all coexist. Something that we as humanity will probably still have to learn a lot about over the next while. The way our population growth is going and the way we're doing certain things to the world, we're going to start asking ourselves questions more and more often as to what niche do we occupy and how do we occupy it. Let's go down to the waterhole, see if we can look at some of those birds again that we were looking at a little bit earlier.